Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another collab video with the lovely Lesley Logan of Profitable Pilates. And I believe last week I told you how much I love the exercise that we were doing last week, the open leg rocker. Oh, it seems so long ago. This week's video has been a struggle for me since day one. And we've already covered the roll-up, and that was a struggle for me. So you can probably guess what today's exercise is. It's one that's, strikes fear into the hearts of many a mat student. And it certainly did in my heart when I first learned it. And it struck fear in me again when I contemplated being a teacher because I still couldn't do the exercise. And I like it now, but it's been a long, many years coming. So today's struggle is real. The struggle is real, let me tell you. The struggle exercise is the neck pull on the mat. Ugh. And so I'm gonna say that I have great empathy for you if you are watching this video and you take a mat class where you have a thin little mat on the floor and not a proper studio mat to do your neck pull on, no strap for your feet. Good for you. That's where I started as well. It was a rough ride, and once I got a strap, that was really exciting because it really opened up my back and enabled me to get even more deeply into the exercise, even if I don't have a strap. And yes, I'm happy to say that today, a mere 15 years later, I can do the neck pull without a strap, if pressed. So let's talk about the neck pull, and let's talk about what's going on, why it's hard, what's to be done, how you can work on it, and ways that you can make your neck pull better. It just occurred to me, usually I talk about ways to break the exercise down and then progressions to make it a more advanced variation. So far, I'm 15 years into my Pilates career, no one has let me know that there's an advanced neck pull somewhere hiding from me. But I never say never. So we won't be working on the advanced neck pull today. So I'm going to use my strap. And the neck pull is pretty much a more challenging, see, it's already advanced, a more challenging neck pull, roll up. I just can't stop saying neck pull. So now instead of your arms being helpful and reaching forward like the roll up to counterbalance you, they're tied up behind your head and adding weight to your upper body. Frowny face. And instead of your legs being together, so you can use all your inner thigh muscles and your bottom and everything like that very easily, the legs are apart. So you can use other things, and it's making it a little more challenging. So basically, the neck pull is like a roll-up, a stretch, a tall shape in the midst of your round shape, and then a controlled rolling to the mat. And the rolling down part, there's several ways to do it. I'm going to be looking at the way that's, I understand to be Joe Pilates' way to do it, which is rolling down kind of just the same way you rolled up, as opposed to the way I learned it in my training from Ramana, which was a hinge back and kind of elongating slowly down. But I digress. Let's do that again. So I'm going to do it one more time with the strap, and then I'll do it without the strap. So you're trying to keep your lower body still. So I'm pushing my heels into the mat, and I'm going to roll up and stretch 3 times. And then I'm going to pull my stomach up and sit up super tall. And then I'm going to lift up, pull the stomach in, and roll down as much as I can. Okay, so now let's do it without the strap. So you can see that the same thing goes on. I'm going to try to keep my heels in one spot. I'm going to curl all the way up and stretch. And then sit up super tall. And then I'm going to push my heels into the mat, pull my stomach in, and roll down without too much sliding around on the mat. Okay, so why is this so hard to do? Well, there's a lot of things that have to be going on in your body, and planets lining up and things like that, so that you can make a successful neck pull. One thing that has to work is your stomach, your upper stomach. And anything that's tight in your back is gonna give you a bit of a problem. Usually people have a spot where they kind of get stuck a little bit, and then they kind of have to work through that. Don't let them haul themselves off the mat and keep skipping it, because I know some people, the roll-ups like the throw-up. But anyway, so usually there's a sticky spot in the back, and often the legs is my case when I first started doing the neck pull. I'm very leggy, and I have really strong quads. Maybe that sounds like other people. So you really need to use all of the back of you, and essentially to keep your legs down on the mat as you roll up, you have to use all the muscles of hip extension, which is all the glutes and the back of the thigh, and that's what really needs to kind of pull on the mat, shall we say, like you're grabbing the mat with the back of your legs. And there's a wonderful, beautiful order that precedes the neck pull that really works on all of those things, or especially the part about keeping your lower body strong and fixed in while you do the rolling up part. So if you think about where the order of the exercise is, where the neck pull comes in the order, let's go way back to the swan. So you have the swan followed by the single leg kick, the double leg kick, and sometimes the thigh stretch. So in the swan, you're really strengthening all the back of you with swan dive. Single leg kick, double leg kick are refining using the buttocks and the back of the leg, strengthening that, opening up the front of the hip. The thigh stretch, pretty much you're using all of this to lower yourself and bring yourself back up again. And then finally, you turn onto your back, you put your feet under a strap, if you have one, and you've worked all this stuff so that now you can have the nice hip extension and a nice strong base for your neck pull to kind of exist on top of, shall we say. So if you start that series in the swan, really thinking about what you're doing and what you're strengthening and why you want it to be able to be used for this exercise, I challenge you, give that little test to yourself, because sometimes just knowing what you're strengthening and preparing yourself to be in the exercises as a struggle, that can often be a kind of a nice moment to have, and it might give you other things as well. Joe Pilates never leaves us unprepared, so way before the neck pull, in the roll up, he's kind of letting us know what the story is a little bit. So that's a wonderful way to kind of, as you're going through your mat workout, thinking about those things to help you with the exercise. But that might not fix all the problems. So if you do or if you don't have a strap, there's a wonderful assist you can give yourself that basically you're going to try to use your body to kind of have a little tug of war inside to help you round your back and open up and get better at the neck pull. So let's go over that. Okay, so here we are at the neck pull, and as I said before, often there's a spot that people get to where it feels kind of prohibitive. They can't go up any further because they get stuck or their legs fly up in the air, lots of things happen. So when you get to that spot, my suggestion is to use your upper body so that with the strap, you're going to pull your stomach in so that the low back stays on the mat, and you're going to use your arms by pulling your upper body over your lower body. When you get past the spot, you're going to put your hands back and continue. And if you need to, if it feels like you're not in control as you go down to the mat, you can do that same assist here. So you can pull your stomach in and really try to place the back down with control and not in a chunk. I'm going to show you that one more time. And I find that often even people that really could use this assist, it's hard to make people really kind of commit to pulling their stomach in with the strap and pulling with their arms. Sometimes they just kind of reach their arms forward and counterbalance themselves up and not really changing anything, just sort of like making it up. I'll show you what I mean. So sometimes people get to here and they just kind of do this and they counterbalance and then they come back up again, which is really not really doing anything. So the more you can encourage someone to kind of make themselves bend so they don't skip anything, eventually it will get better. And that assist of yourself is really not making the exercise any easier. It's really just making it more possible, and you're sort of figuring out what parts need to bend and work more because you're looking right at it. So I encourage you to try that assist yourself or with your clients. And thank you so much, Silverheart Yoga and Pilates, for suggesting that the neck pull might be an exercise that people struggle with. I don't know why it was so hard for me to figure that out. Thank you so much. If you have other questions or exercises you'd like to suggest for this series, please do leave me a comment in the info box below. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Oh, let's pretend they don't have a strap. So you would bring your arms up to the ceiling. You would curl up until you get stuck. And then at that point, you would try to press your heels in the mat, pull your stomach in, and bring yourself past the sticky spot. And then you would just continue on your way. And then likewise, if you get to here and you feel like you would crash to the mat,